In this lesson, I'm going to demonstrate how to send mail using Python. I'll use my Gmail account to send the mail from, and will receive it into my work email. Now, let me warn you that we won't be able to view the email that's received because it takes 40 to 50 seconds, even sometimes over a minute, to actually receive the email. So I've tested it several times and know that it works. So after you see this lesson, you'll be able to see that you can indeed send email from Python. So let's get started. We're going to create a file called sendmail.py. The first thing we have to do is import a couple of libraries. First one is one that's called SMTP-lib, and that stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol Library. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol is like HTTP, only for email. The next two imports are a little more involved. Let me get them both typed in, then I'll explain what we're doing here. You probably see this acronym MIME. MIME stands for Multi-Purpose Internet Mail Extensions. And this is an internet standard for the structure of an email. And so to build a simple email, we're not going to include attachments on this. We need to import the MIME multi-part library because we're building a multi-part email, includes from, to, and a message. Those are some of the parts. We also have to import the MIME text library to give us the capability of putting the text of the message through. Now we're ready to write the body of the program. So the first thing we're going to do is define a from address. And like I said, this is going to be my Gmail account, or one of them. Then we need a to address. This is my work address. The text will be just a simple message, like so. Then I have to supply my username and my password for my Gmail account. Now we're ready to actually build the message. So the first thing we do is create a multi-part message. So that's what we're doing in this line right here. Then we're going to build the parts of it. So the from part is written like so, in brackets. It's like array or dictionary notation. Then the to part. Then we have a subject. We'll just call the subject test. Now we use the MIME text library object MIME text to attach the text to our message. Even though I said we weren't using attachments, I was talking like attaching an image or something. We actually have to attach the text to the rest of the message. So that's what we're doing in that line right there. Now we're ready to make our server connection. So here's where we use SMTP library. So the first thing we do is tell it what server we want, which is smtp.gmail.com and port 587. Then we have to send a message, EHLO, which establishes and initiates communication with the email server. The next step is we have to tell it that we're going to use encryption. So we write this message server.startTLS. We want to do that because we're passing our username and password over the internet. We want to make sure that it's properly encrypted. Then we need to send an EHLO again. Now we're ready to log in. So we log in with our username and our password. Now we're ready to send the message. So we call the sendmail function with our from address, our to address, and the message, which goes across as a string. So there's a built-in function in MIME multipart to turn that into a string, like so. And that's all we have to do. That sends the email from Gmail to my work address, pulaskitech.edu, and then we quit. Let's save the file. And then to run it, it's very simple. We just type Python sendmail.py. I don't have a return message for this. If we get any error messages, then we know something's wrong. If it returns with no message at all, then we can assume that the mail went through, or at least that the program worked. I said earlier that we weren't going to check the email, but what I think I'll do is I think I'll pause the program here until the messages come through, and then I'll show you on the other end through my email account at work how that works. Here's the email. The subject was test. If I click on it and open it up, there's my message, test message sent from Python. So you see that it works. So it's very simple to send email via Python. Here's the script again, just to give you an idea of how it works. Not much to it. You can certainly take this script and adapt it to your own settings for your from addresses and to addresses and work with it from there. Having done that, we're ready to move to the next lesson where we're going to see how to use Python to read our email from our email server.